right, we made it. We made it, guys. My fault. We're a couple minutes late. I was at the dentist. Look at my teeth. Look at this.
What is wrong with you?
I clean of those. Whenever I go to, I'm the same way I am on the internet in real life. And I go to the dentist, and you have a hygienist. Actually, Cody, I'm telling you, your wife is a hygienist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I totally forgot what I said. And I'm like, I always ask every new hygienist, I'm like, what's the grossest mouth you've ever seen? And they're like always so excited because no one, I like 10 pounds lighter. Thank you, Dan. I'm looking lean. And I love, and then I said to her today, I was like, I think you skipped a tooth. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it feels like you missed one. And I was like, just messing with her. And she was like, So then the dentist comes in. First of all, the hygienist does the work. Shayna is a hygienist or an assistant, Cody?
Both.
Both. Look at you. Sugar mama.
Yeah.
So she's like, they have to then go get the dentist. And I'm like, that's like super pretentious. I said to the hygienist, I was like, she doesn't trust you? I was like, that she's micromanaging how well you clean my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But then the dentist came in and she was like, so, how'd it go? And I was like, hey, and I whispered to her, but loud enough that the hygienist could hear it. And I was like, I think she skipped some of my teeth. And the dentist was like, are you serious? And I was like, she was rushing. And I think she just wanted to get me out. And she was like, and then the hygienist, anyway, turned into a full thing, turned into a whole thing. But that's how I do. That's how I do life. Yes. Long story short, Ackerman had his teeth done. Glad to see you back, Corey. If you want to be a member of the Whack Pack, you got to be at every show. Trish was here yesterday. Nick was here.
What is the Whack Pack?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Christian. All right. We're going to kick him out. All right. That's it. He's gone.
We don't need him. We don't need him. Oh, hey, Cody, this not official, but I do want to throw it out there.
What's up?
I do want to throw it out there. We've discussed potentially Lifetime Dan might make the Whack Pack. Is that true?
Oh, I mean,
Lifetime Dan. I mean, he's got a nickname already.
We'll see what happens on this show, right?
Lifetime Dan said to Roz, from what I hear, I don't know, fill me in on this, Dan. He said, man, almost every episode of the progression makes sense for a workout that we're gonna do next week or the week of, at Lifetime, which is the alpha conditioning. I was like, yeah, because it all makes sense. It's CrossFit, right? It's all the same. So Lifetime Dan, glad to hear that you are enjoying it. I'm trying to implement something new at Lifetime, Cody.
What is this?
So here's what I think. I talked to the manager, Matt, the next day. Matt, nice guy, runs, I think he's the GM at Lifetime. I said, look, Matt, there needs to be a way to kick people out. There needs to be some sort of penalty for being dumb at this gym. So I go to the sauna 3-4 times a week. I try to go 30 to 40 minutes, hot as balls in that sauna. And this dude comes in. Yes, Matt was in there with me, by the way, the GM. Dan knows who I'm talking about. And this dude comes in 3-4 times, never stayed. Just keep opening the door, not staying. And I looked at Matt, and I probably shouldn't have done this because there was other members in there. I was like, dude, you're going to let this guy be a member here? And Matt kind of looked at me like, you cannot do that in front of the members. But I was like, no, that's ridiculous. There needs to be an IQ test to join any gym going forward. Christian, do you have that at Modern Human CrossFit?
We don't do an IQ test, but I did just have a new member ask me because I told her, she was a really good fit. And she's like, what do you do with people who aren't a good fit? And I was like, I just don't text you after this.
Yeah, that's a good.
I just don't follow up. It's like, I said, if they don't feel like a good fit, they got to be beaten down the door, and then maybe I'll consider it. But I was like, if you're gonna bug me, I'm just not gonna follow up with you.
Christian's being honest because you've emailed me or texted me in the past where you're like, hey, I don't know about this person. If I'm going to let them join, that's what your gym should be like. I mean, it shouldn't be pretentious or what's a better word? Cult, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not that exclusive, but there are people who it's like, yeah, or
you want to be a good member.
Somebody who, yeah, or if somebody comes in and they're like, I want to do open gym, I want to do this competitive programming, I want to bashed my face in the ground. I'm like, well, this just isn't the gym for you. And,
know who you serve and know who you don't serve. You know?
Hey, I got a question, Christian. Is that like just a stack of eggs back there on your microwave?
Yeah, somebody asked the question, how many egg cartons? I didn't know what they were talking about.
We have, it's a stack of egg cartons. We have, don't tell, I don't know who you would tell, but we're not supposed to, but we do sell eggs at the gym because we got a couple members who have chickens. So they bring the eggs, they put them in that fridge, and our members pay, they pay for the eggs. And so the rule is like, and our rule is like, in order to keep the cost low on the eggs, they have to bring their carton back. And if not, they pay an extra $1 to take a carton. So that's why there's a whole stack, because they'll keep bringing them.
Yeah, I think a lot of gyms are doing that these days. It is illegal. We don't condone it here on the Progression.
We put in we use Wheel Pay, and so in Wheel Pay, under that item, there's a picture of our logo, and it just says carton of 12. So it's like if I ever get audited, it's like I never said it was eggs.
We're not selling eggs. We're selling cigarettes here. We're not selling eggs. It's okay.
It's over there peddling liquid chicken.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, Cody, we got Christian on here. Well, let me give my background to Christian, and then you can do your thing, Cody. Cody likes to ask some questions. I met Christian, what was it, almost 3 years ago now?
Yeah, it's almost 3 years now.
During COVID, I was kind of like, what do I do? I'm not coaching. And I started this little coaches thing offline. I had a great group that joined from day one. Christian was a part. Tony Pino, Jersey Tony. That's how we met Ryan. Christina Anderson, who just passed her level 4. So many, Tony UP. I mean, too many to name, right? Awesome people in that group. Many of which who then joined affiliate you like Christian. Dare I say, we became friends. Fast friends. I don't know about fast. It took a while.
Cody, can you clip that? Send it to me.
I can probably pull it out. Yeah.
Christian and his wife and his son, Dominic, have been to my old house. Rumor is they might come check us out again. Maybe this year, Christian?
Maybe we'll see. It'd be at the back half of the year, so maybe Q3. We'll see.
Cool. Well, we would love it, and Christian. In the meantime, Modern Human CrossFit down. It's not Daytona, right? It's like right around Daytona, though.
No, my gym is in Daytona. I live just outside of Daytona, but Daytona is where my gym is. Level
3, and probably gonna attempt for that level 4 sometime. Within the next 6 months to a year?
Yep. Right around probably 9 months, 12 months. I'm looking at the beginning of 24.
Nice.
I'd like to do it before my level 3 renews, so I don't have to pay twice, because I'd have to pay
I'm laughing at Ryan's absolutely right. I gave a Star Wars reference yesterday, Christian. So you didn't watch yesterday's episode of the manual?
I'm going to be honest with you, Jason. I see too much of you to see extra amount of you. So if you're like, who's the whack pack? It's not me, because I already see enough. It's good. It's too much.
So, who asked? Jeff Sawolski asked the question. Nikki's one of our employees over at Best Hour. Her husband Jeff, awesome dude, going in for heart surgery tomorrow. So thoughts and prayers to Jeff for sure. Don't die before you get that level 3, Jeff. If you have any reason to live, it's keep hopping on the coaches development calls.
Is that funny? That's
Jeff
pretty
knows.
Dark.
Jeff knows nothing but love. But anyway, he asked, would Coach Glassman revisit the fitness in 100 words? And I said, it's like George Lucas changing up Star Wars. Like, of course, when you're a creative genius, you're always going back and thinking, how can I make this better? And I gave the reference of Christian, fill everybody in. Han and Greedo, right? So my reference was like, changed over when, give us.
Yeah,
Christian
there's like
Christian, by the way, level 9 Star Wars nerd. I say that.
It's fine.
We talked about it. Like,
I told you I win Star Wars trivia competitions when I go.
Christian knows, this is a fact right here, what I'm about to say. You can Google it after, Cody. Christian knows more about Star Wars than I know about my own life. Fact.
That might be true.
Fact. So anyway, fill us in and let's get to work.
So there's a scene where Han and a bounty hunter, they're sitting at a table, and in the original movie release, Han shoots the bounty hunter before the bounty hunter fires a shot at him and kills the bounty hunter. Well, later on, to make it, I don't know if they want to make it more PG or what, but they flipped it so that the bounty hunter shoots first, and then Han is the one that actually like makes the shot and kills them. So there's like a little like saying that among like Star Wars fans that Han shot first.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're going in through this, do you mind if I challenge you, Christian?
No, go ahead.
I knew you wouldn't. Star Wars trivia in the chat. Anyone that has a Star Wars trivia, as we're going through Christian's class, I guarantee, this is how I guarantee no one in this chat can ask a question that Christian can't answer within reason.
Clear your mind of question.
There you go. It can't be like the middle name of the character. Like if it's a reasonable,
I don't know. It could be.
That's how good he is. That's how confident. Dare I say arrogant. Cody, ask Christian your questions and let's get to work.
Well, you already answered a lot of them, but I have just one question before we get to start here.
Okay.
Introspectively, what do you think is your weakest area in coaching?
That's why you're on the show, Cody. You asked the hard-hitting question.
That's a good question.
That's a great look. Cody doesn't do much, if I'm being frank with everybody, but when he does do something, it's good.
Dude, I'm out here trying to earn these tips.
So
where's Mike at?
So at this point, at this point in my coaching, I am preparing for the level 4 with Ryan and Tony, who are both on here. And something that like we're working on right now is something that Ryan got feedback on. And so it was making sure that when we're giving cues, we're prioritizing the big levers. So we're making sure that the cue that we give directly correlates to improving a point of performance, opposed to getting caught up in a lot of the nuance that you could cue on, but doesn't necessarily move the needle. So like, a cue we were talking about is like a lot of people might cue athletes on their breathing. And it's like, that's cool. That could be useful. But what is that really connecting to? Well, that's really likely connecting to like midline stabilization. So making sure that we're actually attacking the main thing first in our classes, particularly in preparation for the level 4.
Yeah, write this down, everybody. If you're cueing an athlete on their breathing, they're either moving perfectly or you're just missing everything. But unlikely you need to worry about someone. If you're saying like big breath, it's like you've missed it already.
Yeah, and I mean, there are places for that. Like, if you're talking about running, like breathing with your cadence can be a huge lever to pull.
I'm in charge. I say never. I said never.
It's not a never, but yeah, but you're right.
Thank you. Baby Yoda's 50 years old, so it's okay to ask. Trish, what I love about Trish is she's just dirty. I love it. I love it, Trish. Don't change. All right. Is Baby Yoda sexy?
To answer the question with Jar Jar, go look up who the actor is, and that answers the question. Is Baby Yoda sexy? I'm not going to get arrested, so we're going to go no.
He's 50. He's 50.
Yep. There
you go. He already knew the Jar Jar question, which I didn't understand. Christian, next time you're here, we're doing Star Wars Marathon.
Oh, geez.
Cool.
Couple edibles. We'll do a couple edibles.
You had me at edibles.
And then we get into the Star Wars. All right. Cody, you're welcome to be here. Let's do it.
You got to share your screen.
I got to do it. I'm thrown off still from the dentist. Hold on.
Close out those tabs, Jay.
Your dentist name is Crentist? Anybody? Who knows that? Come on. Your dentist name is Crentist?
It's not a Star Wars reference.
Not Star Wars. All right. Here we go. Your dentist name is Crentist. Anybody?
Nobody.
Oh, Joby. You have an edible story? Come on, Joby. Wait till you guys come visit.
The show has devolved.
I got you.
Yeah, this is like the opposite of what we cue coaches in the development group is. We're like, hey, get people moving quicker. We're 15 minutes in and we haven't even gotten started. This
is what happens with the whack pack, Christian.
The office. Thank you, Nick.
The whack pack.
The whack pack throws us off. Hey, Amanda has a question for Christian real quick. When do you coach?
I coach typically the 6 a.m. and the 4:30 p.m. But I try to get to all the classes at least once a day.
Cool. Check them out. Modern Human CrossFit. Definitely. You guys, part of what we love about doing this is connecting you guys, right? Like a lot of you never experience other people coaching. You don't get to, it's a peek inside of a box here in Daytona. And then, if you're ever in the area of some of these affiliates, with whether it's, Christian this week or, Tony in Michigan, like definitely seek them out. And if you're ever unsure, shoot us an email or shoot actually a DM and we will hook you up. You ready?
Yeah, well, and on that note, if anybody's in the area, hit me up and you can come coach at my gym and I'll give you feedback. We've already had people come do that, so
yeah,
I'm
that's
always
one of the
open for that.
best things. I mean, look, I hope that people realize everything I say on the internet is true, and everything that I do is is really me. But it's like I started that coaches development group like just on a whim 3-4 years ago, and it's just created such a cool thing. And I mean, ultimately, that was part of what triggered Affiliate U, but making new friends and you guys like becoming friends. I mean, Christina met up with Jess when she was taking the level 4. Like, it's awesome, dude. All right.
It's cool.
Can we hit this, Cody?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, well, it's time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring it in. Yeah, but you just hang out, Janice. No big deal.
You hear it, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Bring it in.
What is Kayla doing?
How are we feeling after deadlifts and
I don't know, just standing there.
it's feeling today? I had to cut off all my calluses today because it was due time.
Hey, by the way, I love when coaches do that. Like, hey, you guys like specific workout? I'm sore here too. Like, it's just such a great reminder of like, oh, I do this shit too. Like, I had to cut my calluses. Like that, I love it.
Yeah. Good news. No grip stuff today.
Where are you at, Amanda?
Before we get into that, though, reminder: Friday, we got the wrong 23.2 is Friday.
Was it a couple weeks ago?
Open, and our theme for this week is going to be beach vibes. So show up with your beach attire, and we'll have a different freebie than we had last week. For our workout today, a little longer than yesterday, maybe about the same length. 11 to 18 minutes, 3 rounds per time, 400-meter run, 80 double unders, and 40 walking lunges.
3 rounds, 800-meter run. No, 400-meter run, 80 double unders, 40 walking lunges.
Yep, that's it.
So 11 minutes of smoking will definitely be less than 18. In order to make that happen, we want the run, the 400-meter run, to be 2 minutes or less.
Hey, Jay.
Those 3.
It looks like he fell off. Give it a sec. See if he pops back on.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
He's probably watching Star Wars.
I mean, maybe.
All right, well, I'm going to keep playing, and he'll hop back on when he's ready.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a graduation after this, so we got to get off.
100 meters or 200 meters, we can do so. For the double unders, if you got double unders, 80 is going to be rocking. We can drop that down to 90 seconds of double under practice, or we can turn that into like a tall single under or a single under. And then last one, walking lunge. That should take also about 2 minutes or less. We're going to do these down and back.
Were those body weight?
No set amount that you have to do like one way or the other. You're just going to keep going down and back until you accumulate 40 reps. If 40 reps in 2 minutes, or if you're not going to get 40 reps in 2 minutes, we can drop that down to 30 reps or 20 reps.
Here's a thought experiment. If their body weight lunges are taller, heavier people doing more work.
Questions about that?
I think no, because they're going to be doing less reps and bigger.
No, because it's 40 lunges. It was a set number of lunges.
Oh, it was 40. So, yeah, they're going to be doing more work. Yeah.
Right. Force times distance is work, right? So they're moving.
Yeah.
They're moving further, but they're also just moving more load. I guess you could say the same thing about pull-ups or anything, but specifically lunges, you'll notice because like when it's a distance, I'm doing way more lunges than you.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question on lunges. Like, let's say you're in a small gym, you can't do any traveling. Do you just do alternating in place, or do you do like I've seen the front steps all the way through to a back lunge.
Ooh.
So you get like a front.
Demonstrate that for us, Cody.
I can't.
I usually do reverse lunges if we're limited on space.
Why do you go reverse instead of forward?
Yeah.
Because when you do the forward, there's a lot of like pushing back, And when you're doing walking lunges, you're not going to be pushing back. But if I do a reverse lunge
Oh.
as I step, I'm moving forward like I would
That's
in a
a
walking
good-
lunge.
That's
This
cool.
is why I do this show. I learned something. We saw Josh last week with the rowing, right, Cody?
Yeah, the rowing drill on the
Now
floor.
Christian's dropping knowledge bombs over here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's what happens. Like whenever you get a gifted level 4, you get set in your old ways. You don't learn anything new.
Basically bought that level 4. I didn't have to do anything.
So, for our warm-up, we're going to start lining up in front of the rig. Actually, in front of behind the red line. Line up in front of the red line.
Cody, did Jason tell you that Pat Barber said that Jason's level 4 is inferior to the new one?
I did not say that. I didn't tell.
No,
him
he doesn't tell us those things.
I know you didn't. That's why I wanted to make sure it was out there.
Down and back.
Just got to make sure it's on the record. Christian, real quick, one thing
Yeah.
at the whiteboard, right? You're getting ready to go for the level 4. I didn't see a single demo.
Ooh,
True.
no demo, no asking for injuries. The injuries thing, I think, is acceptable at times. Your box, you were there early. You're probably talking to your people. I do think the asking for injuries can come almost like repetitive or like a filler. Like ideally, you're asking for injuries in the 50 minutes leading up to it. So that's not a big deal. Now, the demo, it's running, it's lunging, and it's double unders. Take
Yep,
it for what
so
you
it's-
will. I think it's good to know. Feedback, right, Cody?
Feedback.
Feedback.
It was like that wall said the one day. Like, get lower.
Cody, I had to give Christian the same talk Fern gave you the other day, a couple months ago. The "you look homeless" talk.
Oh, well, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Get that
It
straight.
really did. It's what prompted me to shave.
Yeah, it didn't work for Christian. I need to have
I've
Fern do
been
it.
well. I'm not going to cut my hair, that's for sure. But I have been taunting Kayla with the idea that I'm going to go back just mustache for a little bit.
Yeah, that's gross.
It's so good.
Here's
I
a
love it,
good-
Cody.
Good question from Amanda here. Is asking for modifications needed okay instead of asking about injuries? Like maybe just a different way to frame that question.
With my,
I think she's asking me
I
for
think
the
there's-
record, Christian.
Go
I
ahead and
think
sit
she's
down, Kay.
asking.
You can sit down. You're good.
Go ahead. Go ahead, level 3. What do you got?
I was going to say you could ask it that way. My hesitation for that is I know that in my group there's going to be people that would prefer a modification and not have an injury, when instead I would rather have them do a movement that they can do. And so that's why I tell them, if you can do it, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
There you
Did
go.
you have something
Amanda.
different to add, Jay?
No, I would have said that better, but I agree with you. I would have said
Oh,
He would have said it in less words, right? Like a level 4 does,
Hypothetically,
right?
hypothetically.
it better. No, that's good. Why does it keep? It was doing this last week too. Why is it doing this? What's happening?
Look, hey,
Oh man, we're at
it's
5
it's
minutes.
it's all because you wait till the last second to download these
Oh, I
videos.
downloaded it.
Sorry, guys. Look, we got 25 people watching us right now. We got the whack pack.
so did you,
gotta-
while you're doing that, did you guys have any feedback on my whiteboard brief? I know I missed half of it because I got cut out.
Yep. As long as you can go.
No, I think your whiteboard brief was good. I agree with Cody. It's rarely wrong to demo, but it's often not right to skip it. How about that, right?
There you go.
Sure.
Yep.
I think a demo. That being said, you're 5 or 6 people. Your wife is one of the people. Like they know what they're doing, but quick demo. I think you gave some good scaling options. Like, hey, these are some of the things we can do for double unders, lunges. Maybe a little more diving into what that set would look like to hit the time domain. So, for example, you said 90 seconds of attempts or something like that. We're really like, here's what I want. If you're going to do double unders, 2 sets of 40, a set of 50 and a set of 30, like short rest, like giving them a little more of an understanding how to achieve that stimulus. Same thing with the running. Like you said 2 minutes. It's like, hey, this is not a sprint. It's not a jog, but you got to be moving to hit 400 meters in 2 minutes.
So
maybe-
describing the intensity with the time domain.
Yeah, a little more deliberate there.
Sure.
And then for the lunges, I think you did a good job there. But just like, hey, you should be able to do these 40 lunges unbroken, moving the entire time for 3 rounds, period.
Cool.
If that concerns you, let's drop to 30. I love the line drills. I love doing line drills at the box.
Small step, small step.
Yeah, I think
those are fun.
There's probably a lot of affiliates that don't have the space to do stuff like this. So like
Yeah.
having some
And-
big open space like that's pretty cool.
Take note of this. First of all, you're demoing, but watch, listen.
Fast feet. Good, Chastity.
Chastity,
Quicker, Talia, quicker, Talia.
quicker, Talia. Oh, I muted you. Sorry, I was waiting for it. Sandra, there you go. Point being, this is coaching, right? We're in the general warm up doing fast feet, and I muted it. I think there was more than 3. I heard 3 names with cues. Like that's what coaches are doing. We talk about this at the level 2 specifically when we coach, our day 2 workout. It's like, man, right from that general warm up, names, coaching, etc. So you're doing a good job with that.
And you've also talked about like the inflection of which you speak as well, right? Like he's saying fast feet. Like he's got his high tempo,
Yeah.
his elevated voice. You're trying to get people to move fast. Like if you're going to try to elicit a response out of somebody, you can't say what you want in a way that doesn't get that response out.
Hey guys, fast feet. Like, no, you're not gonna get it, right?
Sandra.
Hey, those that don't know this, Christian was a math teacher. English or math?
It was math.
Math. For how long?
2 years.
So a couple of things about that. One, I think one of the reasons, Christian and I hit it off pretty quickly is I'm always impressed by people that take risks, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, leaving his job, Cush job, Cush, he's a teacher, right? But I mean, paycheck, etc., to open a gym, relocate from Ohio to Florida, supportive wife, shout out to Kayla, right? But also tell me how much your teaching experience helped you as a coach.
Oh, a lot. I get members that'll tell me, often they're like, hey, how do you deal with so-and-so? Or, how do you handle people? I'm like, listen, you guys are nothing compared to a small room full of 25 ninth graders. Like, it doesn't matter how many adults I have, you're adults, you're easier.
Yeah.
So it drastically improved, one, the way that I communicate, and then also my ability to manage the group. Had huge carryover from teaching, and it's helped me, help other coaches improve as well, because I noticed that I see things from an educator's perspective where they don't necessarily see it that way. So I'm able to layer those two things together to provide, an experience for my members.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, let's see this double into practice, Cody. You critique it, Cody.
And so when you look, my heels don't quite touch the ground. They get really close, but they're off the ground the whole time. So I want you to give me 20 hops in place. Wycliffe, give me 20 calf raises.
So I was going to ask, what's the story on that guy?
A little soft.
I think you said his name was
Wycliffe?
Wycliffe. Is that what his name is?
Wycliffe.
I'm just gonna let you say it.
He's from. That's fine. He's from the Caribbean, so it's a little bit different name. Wycliffe is in his 70s, and him and his wife are here, like long-term, visiting their daughters. And he just.
What's going on? It's not my internet today.
No, that's it. That's him again.
All right, well, let's watch his.
Yeah, let's keep going.
An index finger right on the groove.
Look at that face he's making.
As we jump, I want those
It's funny.
elbows close to the body. Give me 20 single unders. Same thing. We're going to alternate Wycliffe with elbows close to the body. Yeah, 20 of them. Nice job. Hands out front, Chastity.
Right, exactly. Christian, what's up? You got no internet in Daytona?
Dude, I don't know what's up with that. I'm literally standing right next to my my Wi-Fi. I never had
You gotta
issues.
plug in like I do. I plug into the modem.
You can set that.
Well, I was using my computer, but it wouldn't work with my camera, so I just switched to my phone.
Oh, that could be it. All right.
Yeah.
So finish telling Cody what you were saying about Wycliffe.
Oh, he's basically in his 70s, and he hasn't worked out in a long time, and so he's just not. He just can't jump. So we do step ups, or in this case, I had him do some calf raises for the jump rope for right now for the warm up.
Cool.
You're going to scoop. I want just a little bit at a time. 3 in place through the lane, down and back. And then we're at calf raise again with us. Go!
All right, so real quick right there, that was an example of what I would say like demoing the negative. You know, if you lean too much, this is going to happen. Don't even show them, right? Like we don't want to see it because now that's the last thing that I've seen getting ready to go into this drill. I think he's frozen again. Dang it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I keep freezing.
Did you hear what I just said?
No.
Okay, so that last little bit, Jay, if you want to go back, maybe just.
No, I don't want to go back just because we got the class to watch. But go ahead.
So on this drill, the last thing you said was, if we lean too much, like this is what's going to happen, and that would be an example of like demoing the negative and something that we don't want to do, right? You just want to keep everything like this is what I want to see. All right, now go. And if there's a problem, then you fix it instead of introducing the problem to the entire group. And now that's the last thing that I've seen before we get ready to go into this drill.
I totally agree. And the rationale I did behind that is the last time we did this drill with this group, they were all doing that. And so it was me calling back to a previous class.
Okay. But
that's fair. I totally agree.
Yeah. And then, but the one thing I did like though was a lot of times you have somebody like one person, like the guy in your class here, like can't do something. So you've given him an alternative movement, but you did a good job. Like, hey, and you're going to do this. I think that's a challenge. You know, we want people that are hurt to continue to come in or can't do things or adaptive, whatever. And then it's like we kind of forget about them in class. So I think it's important to be like, hey, we're going to do this. Hey, what's his name? Whitcliffe?
Whitcliffe, yeah.
You know, Whitcliffe, you're doing your calf raises. We're doing this thing. Like, you know, that's really good to do.
Jay, what do you think right here? Chelsea Wiseman, is it ever okay to demo a negative if you follow it up with the correct way?
Probably. And I do think what you've done there is like corrected what Cody said. It's like, hey, I don't want it. Like if Christian would have done that because he knows this was a common fault previously, cool. If you're doing this, you're going to skip forward. So reminder, here's what it looks like. Right. And I think that really curbs a lot of that. It's that most of the time, like Cody said, we end with it. Hey guys, we want those elbows up real high. So we don't want those elbows down. All right, pick up your bars. And it's like, versus like, hey guys, we want those elbows up. If they start to drop, reminder, I'm going to say elbows up, right? So you could certainly do that. Yeah.
A lot of the times, you know, we hear people say, I don't want to see this. And that's what we end on. And
right. So then bring it back.
I've got that image in my head.
No different than it's a visual cue, right? Hey, you're doing this. Show wrong. I want you to do this. Show right. Always end on right.
Again, like if you take it to the verbal side, like if you were going to cue somebody, you would say, you know, I want you to press your knees out, not press them in.
Right.
And then you leave them on that. Like, well, that sounds backwards, right? It sounds really weird. And so if you're going to demo, you don't want to do the same thing.
And notice we're 15 minutes into class. I mean, they've other than a 3-minute or so whiteboard brief, this, you know, Christian and I talk about this all the time, right? Like I put it up yesterday. I think that was from you, Christian, right? Like talk less, move more. They've been moving nonstop. Yeah. Talk less, move more does not mean we're working out for an hour. It means we're moving for an hour and we're getting better at some of these skills over the hour.
We're all the way down and back. My feet never change, and I'm not stepping forward. I'm just moving fast feet, and when I lean, I start to move, and when I stop, I stop.
So now we're doing some running drills too, right?
Yeah, we're alternating double under running drills.
Yep, that's right. Nice job.
Right, think about this day though, Cody. Really, we got running, double unders, and lunges, body weight lunges, right? So we've got 2 gymnastic movements, or you can call it 2 monostructural and a gymnastics, right? Easily a day, I think most people could have been like, let's get to work, right? Like Christian is coaching all well, so far 2 of them, and I'm sure we're going to get to the lunges.
And this could have been an easy day for a 400-meter run warm-up.
Yeah, check out, go run 400 meters.
Yeah, we're going to 400-meter run. We'll get in the warm-up, and then I'll throw in a ROM wad when we're finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's see. Matt says this guy's rope looks short. Let's see if he's right.
So with these, we're going to have to mix the double tap with jumping high.
Nick's rope?
I don't know who he's referring to. I assume it's this dude right in the front here.
Go. What'd you say?
Based on the fact that he tripped already, he might be right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he was having a hard time with jump rope for the first like couple weeks.
Watch my
Oh, look at him.
hands.
He actually went for a double under attempt.
I want to be small circles.
But that's a good visual cue. Yeah, guy in gray.
That was better.
It's a little hard to tell from this angle because I can't see his feet or where the rope's passing. I think it might be a little short, but more. I don't know that it's short if he's proficient at double unders. I think it's short and he's struggling, especially his hands keep creeping out. It's making the ropes shorter.
Yeah, if it's short, it's close.
Yeah.
Close enough that like I think it's negligible.
If you're doing double unders, we do double unders again. If we're doing singles, all singles, battle rope. And what I want you to do for the version that you're doing in the workout is to take big, slow breaths while you jump rope. So I'll be a little animated to show you if I'm doing double unders.
Good double unders.
Thanks.
That's Rima.
What do you think about my rope climbs? Are they good?
And everybody else.
No, they're bad. When I come up, I'll coach you.
Same thing, we're going back to alternating with taking big breaths as you do that.
And that was a good demo there on something that's, I would say a little bit abstract, like breathing. Like you had to vocalize it a lot more.
Yeah, I think that was a time and a place too for breathing, right? Like we're doing double unders. This is a time where you often hold your breath. You're gassed after. Here's what we want.
And that was directed towards Kayla and Rima, who are in that class that are proficient enough with double unders that I know that that's something that they've been working on. Is like, how do I get bigger sets? Well, in order to get bigger sets, you need to control your breathing, because if not, you'll just like max out at like 30 and then you're gasping for air.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes. If you end up coming in over 2 minutes, we'll adjust to a distance down.
So you're having them do a 400-meter run right now.
And the last
Yeah,
thing,
test run.
trial run. We're going back.
Well, not necessarily 400. I told them to go for the distance that think they're going to try in the workout, and then we're going to see if that's under 2 minutes. And if it is, the distance is going to be good. And if it's not, we'll pick a different one.
Let me throw this out there. I'm going to use myself as an example. You brief this as a 2-minute run. Can I do a 2-minute 400? Yes. Do I want to? No. Can I comfortably do like 210, 215, like all day? Yeah. Do you make me scale?
If you come in and it's over 2 minutes, yeah, I'm going to tell you to do 300 meters.
Woo! So it's a hard rule right now.
Yeah,
So
well, and then
basically you're gonna make
it's like
me
I don't
sprint.
I
You're
don't
gonna make
have
me do
to
a
hard
sprint.
line it anymore. Yeah.
You're going to, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Now,
even
with that being said, it's like, go ahead.
even regardless of like, it's going to take me 210 to do this run, but I'm going to do these dubs and lunges
that's-
unbroken.
That's part of it too, right? What are the other movements? Because
Yeah.
maybe I can go unbroken on something else and still be under 11 minutes, like you said.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have to give people permission to go 210. They're going to do it anyway. But if I tell you you can go 210, then you're going to be like, oh, well, what about 220? What about 230? And so I draw the line there, knowing that like by the time rounds 2 and 3 roll around, yeah, Jay might be rolling in at 215. But if he starts at 210, like round 3, like you're going to be sucking air at 230, 240, and that's outside the stimulus.
Yeah, basically he's saying the standard is the standard. I like it.
Boom.
Lifetime Dan, excellent use of downtime while the class is running their 400. Yeah, I think that's fantastic, right? And I see that a lot. It's like 400-meter run. There's like other people doing other things. Like, yeah, well done there. Good call, Dan.
Yeah, that's where I would have reached my coffee.
Yeah, I would have went.
Well, and
to
it's
the-
hard to tell from the video, but what you'll see me do in the workout too is I ran to the other side because they're running around the building. So I'm giving cues while they're running out the back door, and then I'll run back to the front door and give them cues while they're running there too.
Nice.
And I'm cueing the things that we went over in the specific warm-up. So like I'm looking at feet, are they bouncy? Are they fast feet? Are their heels, barely touching the ground, if at all?
I like it. So what's 400 meters? 2 laps around the building?
We have a 300 meter, so it's like a lap and the short half.
Who's sitting over here?
One of our members. She's Wycliffe's wife, and
Okay.
she was taking the day off.
But she came in with her hubby?
Yeah. Well, they're staying with their daughters, so all 4 of them will come in together.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Family affair at Modern Human CrossFit.
That's right.
300? You doing 300? Yeah. Awesome.
At this point, you could skip ahead of the workout. I think they're just gonna skip ahead a little bit. Oh, you're like deep in the workout now.
Is this the workout? Did we jump to the workout? Oh, no, go back. Well, doesn't it start with a run? Oh, here it is.
So hold up. When did Wycliffe end up with battle ropes?
You said that
Yeah,
earlier
so
on.
he,
You did say that earlier
okay.
on for the doubles.
Yeah.
I think you just started the workout.
Yeah.
What was
They're
that?
in the workout.
What did you
They're
just
in the
say?
workout now.
What did you say to that guy? Yeah.
I think I was cueing him on how far he needs to go for the bike.
What was the scaling? What was the distance on the bike?
Yeah, so for my bikers, what I told them to do was to go 2 minutes on the bike, and then we rounded down for meters.
Oh, so when everybody ran, they did 2 minutes
biked
on
for
the
2
bike.
minutes.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
What is
and so then I would
everybody in the
round down
chat-
to the.
Well, I want to know what everybody in the chat does. 400-meter run. What is that the equivalent to on an assault or echo bike? Let's hear what they say. So then, what were you saying, Christian?
Yeah, so no, I was just saying, and then I round down to the nearest number because I do have a number in mind, like what the top end would be. But for most people, if they're biking, it's a modification, and oftentimes that means they're not as fit, and so it's just more appropriate for me to find what's gonna make sense for them for 2 minutes than giving them an arbitrary number.
Gotcha. And what's he doing with the battle ropes?
He's doing alternating with the battle ropes. So he's going to be doing double the reps, but counting 1, 2, 1, 2 that way.
Okay.
See,
And the battle ropes are no short change for double unders.
It's funny. We've got like a spread of things over here. 600 meters on the assault bike, 1,000 meters on the echo. I don't know what Matt said at 25. 25 what? 12, 10
probably
cows.
meant
Oh,
25
probably
cows.
25 cows. Yeah. So that's just across the board.
That's
right?
pretty close.
Females don't get a break. That's it. Just 25 cows. Everybody gets the same.
No, I mean, if you're doing calories, the ladies should get a break. But normally I would do 1.2 meters, kilometers for the echo bike is typically what, or what 1 point. I'm sorry, 1 point. Yeah, 1.2.
All right, Jay. So, like in the past, like this is a unique class because there's a lot of traveling that's happening. In the past few times that we've done this, we've talked about like the position of the coach and like their path around the gym. Like, what is the best spot in this class, right? Like to see what we're trying to see for dubs, to see what we're trying to see for lunges. We got to try to catch some running stuff out there too.
So, good question. So to be clear, they leave that door, they come in the same door, they go around the building. Then there's a little extra 100-meter out and back somewhere, Christian.
So we have 2 doors. There's a door behind the camera and a door in front. So if they're doing a 300, they'll come in the same door they came out. If they're doing the 400, they'll come back in the other door, and that'll be that extra 100.
I think what I would have done is doubles in a line, and then your lunges. So let's just say doubles are on that red line in front of the bikes near where the guy's lunging currently. You're all going to be on that line facing this direction. When you're done with the doubles, your lunges are out and back, straight line. And I just to keep it organized, because Christian's moving around, it's fine, but it's also a little bit chaotic right now, right? You have no idea.
So go ahead. What were you gonna say? I have no idea what.
I was just gonna say, like, you just don't know where anyone is on their lunges because they're just running around like crazy.
No, I I do know where they are in their lunges because all their jump ropes are in a line. So I have half my group lined up with their double unders in front of the rig, the other half lined up in front of the camera here, and so
Okay, so
they double
similar to
under
what I was
in
saying.
the lane. Yeah, I just had them go perpendicular to what you suggested.
Yeah, and why'd you go half and half just for spacing?
Yeah, for spacing with the double unders.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, my idea has more spacing for double unders, so some people might say it's a better idea.
I don't know about that. I don't know
Amanda,
about that.
do you ever go outside to coach the running?
Yeah, if you watch this video, I keep going back and forth, running out the back door, running out the front door to see their running.
So then,
And I try to catch them as they're running towards me too, so I can see their feet. Sorry, what were we gonna ask?
Look, Dan has changed his name. Dan, lifetime Dan Espino. Like
I
he's
feel like that's redundant, but I like it.
I like it. I'm here.
He's lifetime Dan.
So Jay and Christian both like we talked about this a few times before too. Like, yes, we want to, in the specific warm up, we want to try to hit on everything. We typically have a focus though for the class, right? Where am I going to spend a lot of my time? I think it was was it Francisco's class? We were talking like a lot of the time is spent looking at the barbell. That's where we want to kind of devote our time and attention instead of as much on the rowing. So for a class like this, we've got running, we've got jump rope, we've got lunges. Where would you say would be the main focus for this?
Do you want to go first, Jerry? You want me to go first?
No, you go for it.
So I focused on both the jump rope and the running, and what I focused on is the overlap between what their feet should be doing, because it's really the same. So it was going back and forth between those running drills and the double under drills. Now, with that being said, if you watch all the way to the end, there was too much focus on that to where I actually had some people miss the stimulus by a little bit on the lunges because it took too long. So if I could go back, I would spend just a tad more time on the lunges and make sure that we tested that out better than we did.
Yeah, that seems to be the one thing you didn't really test. But again, I think out of the three, I probably would have made the same mistake. You also didn't really do a build-up. You did a run, but that was the extent of your build-up, right?
Yeah, because it was a longer workout. If it would have been a shorter workout with a faster paced run, I would have wanted to build up in speed, but I knew that this was going to be a more steady pace sort of workout that I wasn't prioritized with making sure they hit hard speed.
Okay. Yeah. And then, Cody, I agree with what Christian said. I think this is a great day to coach running and double unders. Like, not that we don't need to coach lunges, but it's body weight. There's not a whole lot of injury. I think if you're looking at this workout, it's a running workout, right? Over a third of it is easily going to be, maybe you can argue some equal parts running and double unders, but I think if you're good at double unders, it's more of a running workout. But I would have done a little more testing. Like, let's test a round of 15 to 20 and see how that goes. And I think that would have probably solved your, issue there.
Yeah, and I asked the question because I think this is one of those workouts where I think it's easy for coaches to cash it in and just say, like, I'm just going to pay attention to the lunges because that's what's in the gym and it's right here in front of my face. And it's easy to tell somebody like, hey, you're stepping too narrow, or step out a little bit further, or, your knee's diving in, try to keep your knee pushed out a little bit, instead of, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to coach something I never coach, which is the running.
Yeah.
Dude, coaching running is hard.
Yeah, I mean, most people just never have any experience learning how to coach running. I mean, I've taken the endurance course. I took the old running course. And I still would say it's probably the weakest thing I would coach. So
I think Henshaw would probably say the same thing.
He would. Fern and I will be taking an aerobic capacity course in the future and filming it.
I wish young Katie was on here. She is what is it?
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
But I don't think there's a wrong here. That you had time. Trish asked what the stimulus of the workout was. Christian talked about it at the brief. He said 11 to 18 minutes.
Yeah, so I had a couple people go as north as like 19. I think I had 2 people at the 19 mark. and
Well, that's the difference
wasn't
between
thrilled.
not thrilled, but that is why there's a difference between, hey, there's a cap at 18, or this is the stimulus, right? So
Mhm.
Now, Christian, I seen you just like do a demo right there. Are you demoing for the guy in gray, or are you demoing for somebody that's like on a bike right now?
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
You're off to the left.
If I had,
You're off camera right now.
yeah, then I was demoing for. I was probably demoing for Nick in the gray.
Okay.
He got a lot of attention. This was his like first or second week.
this is the
This
guy
is a
the
while ago
mustache
now.
right with the mustache right here.
Yeah.
While we're watching the workout kind of midway through, if you guys have questions for me, for Cody, for Christian on this, chime in. Running, double unders, body weight lunges, anything else to do with this class or anything coaching related, hit us up. 11 to 18 large range, yes. And I would guess, my guess would be very few people in your gym came in under 13 minutes.
Yeah, no, they did not. Most people were right around the like 15 to 17 minute mark.
I think you could have briefed this as like, yeah, this is a 15 to 18 minute workout. And with that being said, to me, it's like a day with a moderate load. I would have been like, hey, although you maybe normally scale the run, like this is a day I want you to go 400 meters. And maybe then, and I think this is something you can play with on any different day, right? Like, hey, today, get the 400 meter runs. Let's scale the doubles or let's scale the lunges. Another day would have been like, hey, let's nail 80 double under, scale X, Y, or Z. So just mess around with it. And yeah, I think I agree with Matt. That's a large range. And I agree with Matt. Like I don't think it's 11 to 14. I think if I would have briefed it, hey guys, 13 to 18 minutes, there's no cap. You could finish this. And Christian started class with plenty of time for a buffer. If I were going to put a cap on it, it would be like 20 minutes. Let's do the math. So, the math model here is 400 meter run. I think Christian nailed it. 2 minutes. Let's have a 15-second buffer to get out the door, come back in, get situated. 2:15 for the run. 80 double unders. 80 unbroken double unders is about a minute. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's leave a buffer there. Let's call it a minute and a half. That's time to go 40, rest 40. So we're at a 2:15 and a minute and a half. So we're at 3:45, and 40 lunges was probably taking these guys about 2 minutes. So we're at 6:45 with a very conservative flow. So I mean, we're coming up on 20 minutes. Again, that's really that's not slow, but it's not fast.
I just looked. I RX this workout at 12:14.
You did?
Yeah, crushed this one.
Cool.
He was ahead of you on the best hour of their day leaderboard for the Open, so I'm not surprised.
We're different age groups for the record.
Yeah, you pull that card, but
fit.
only sometimes. Like, I'm going to pull that card, but not when I have a 300-pound back squat.
304 for 12. You go 4 for 12. Old man strength. Do you think old age helps your squat?
Dude, I think old man strength is a thing.
It is.
Dad strength is real, and I'm just waiting for it to kick in. It hasn't kicked in yet.
Okay, let's go through some of these questions I'm going to pull them up. Okay, Cody, Dan, what would you say are the points of performance? Ooh, it's a good question, Dan. Christian, points of I'm not going to ask Cody. He doesn't know the progressions or any of that stuff. What's your answer? Points of performance for a body weight lunge.
I'm going to go range of motion.
That's what I would have said. What's the range of motion standard?
Knees tap the ground and hit full extension.
Is it knees tap the ground, or is it hip below the knee on the opposite side? Right?
Oh, I think knee tap the ground.
Okay. Knee tap the ground. Point of performance. What else?
Yep. Midline. So I would say vertical torso in the upright torso.
Yeah, midline stabilization. Can't go wrong by throwing that out there. It's a cheap one.
Yeah. I'm going to call this one like a line of action would be in there. So like a stepping out So, yeah, I guess a line of action that way. So as you stepping out instead of narrow.
I would also say knees over toes, right? Knees track toes.
That was going to be where I was going to go next. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if I liked those as separate or together. But knees over.
Hey, I would throw this
knees
out there.
track to
Watching
toes.
Kayla range of motion, hip extension at the top too, right?
Yeah.
I think we just nailed it. Well, weight in the heels.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Weight in the heels.
Oh yeah, weight in the heels. Oh dang, look at you. Yeah, that's good. I think that's concise.
All right, add that to the level 1 manual. 3 rounds, yes, Matt. My mouse is being weird, Cody. I can't pull up questions.
Which one are you trying to click on?
I don't know. It's being weird.
This one?
Do you think that scaling people mid-workout means that you need to be? Ooh, that's good. Good question. Do you think that scaling people mid-workout means that you need to be better at communicating the stimulus beforehand or picking up limitations in the warm-up? I'm going to answer, and then I'll let Christian chime in. I think it could be both, but also no. This is one of those things where you don't know how someone's day will impact them, right? Like Christian hit this in, what did you say, 11 and change?
12, 14.
Right. And that could be like, I've seen someone go out hot and die mid-workout, right? So I think, yes, much of it can be resolved in the whiteboard brief and during the warm-up, but it's not perfect. People will, crash and burn. People will just be feeling sorry for themselves mid-workout. So the better you can be at that, yes, but it's not a perfect science. Anything to add, Christian or Cody?
I agree.
Cool. I like CS. He threw in another. What do you think about that for the point of performance? Do we add this one from CS, Cody? Will you pull that up? Hands off body while lunging. I don't know. Sometimes I'm doing air squats like mid-workout on something, Murph, for example, and I put my hands on my hips. It's like, it's not helping me. Is that a fault?
No, I think that falls under just weird.
Uncommon movement? Like it shouldn't count?
Yeah, I think that. I just think that's what. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking there's a video of the level 1 where one of the coaches is coaching the press, and in the press, the athlete is like really pushing his head through the hole, and technically that's not like a violation of a point of performance, but it's just like odd, and it's like we just need to fix it. So that's what I would throw that under, is like, no, it doesn't technically violate a point of performance, but I am going to have you keep your hands out.
Yeah, I think. I agree with you. I was trying to think. One year we were judging Murph at the games, and they were allowed to put their hands on their legs, but not push. Which again, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, or just don't let them do it, so we don't have to have any subjectiveness to it, right?
Yeah.
So let's go to.
That's like how I coach the dumbbell snatch. Is like I tell them hands out, really, because I know that's going to be the standard in the open. So it's like, if I just teach you that now, when it rolls around, we're good.
Yeah.
So that brings up another point, though, right? Like, do you coach to the standard of the open or not?
It depends on the movement.
Well, but you also have to keep in mind with that, Cody, the standard of the open could change year after year, right? We don't know.
Right.
Amanda's question. Let's see. I'll pull it up. Recommend coaches work out with clients when not coaching? Of course. Like, this is
Always.
one of those. This is, Christian knows, the people that argue with me on social media. It's like, you're dumb. I'm not saying coaches don't do class. You're a freaking idiot. Of course you should take class. I'm not saying that to you, Amanda, by the way. I'm saying it to the people that argue like, oh, you're saying coaches shouldn't work out? No, I'm saying coaches shouldn't work out with class when they're on the schedule to be coaching. When you're not coaching, look, Kayla, that's her in the black right here. That's Christian's wife. She's a coach there, right? And she's working out. You all the time do that. But if you're on the schedule, hey, I'm coaching the 4. I don't care if there's one person. I don't care if it's a team workout. I don't care what it is. You're coaching. You're not working out. What else we got? Yeah, games judging crap. Cool. You can pull that down, Cody. I gotcha. All right. Wrapping up the class. What else we got? So let's see. We've got 11 minutes left.
We do have a cool down here.
Oh, let's check it.
Yeah, his cooldown was.
So You didn't do the test run of all 3 of those. Oh, that meant you pick which one you want to do, right?
Correct. And the nice thing with that is, like, I tell them, like, hey, go ahead and do the one that you think you're going to do in the workout, because that does give the opportunity for people to try out, dumb shit. Where it's like, if I know you're not going to do 400, you're not going to take my word for it. But if you go and try 400 and you come in at 230, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. But you get to try it out without screwing up the stimulus.
What are you going to do in this cool down here?
What did you say?
What are you going to do in this cool down?
I don't remember. What did it say in the lesson plan?
I've got it. It's
Hold on, buddy.
it's a 100-foot, 3 times 100-foot dumbbell carry.
Which program? You follow Cap, right? Christian? He's frozen again?
He'll come back. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think he follows Cap.
Dumbbell overhead carry, and that's per arm. So it looks like 300 feet per arm.
Cool.
Alternate with a partner. You have to go unbroken.
Cool. I think that type of stuff's good cool down. Like, and again, that's an easy way to throw in more movement. It's not intensity, it's not hard, but it's going to help them get better. It's going to help develop midline stabilization, awareness, etc.
I like how this workout was, 2 monostructural and a body weight, and then the cool down is a weightlifting.
Weightlifting, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with having 2 pieces often, right? Like, it's just like Fern and I spoke about, I think it was on yesterday's show. It's like, just keep in mind, it's not varied if you do it 2 workouts a day every day, right? Some days do a little stability work like this. Some days do another Metcon. Some days do a heavy day. Some days do 1 workout, like mix it up. But one thing that we cannot take away from this is there's a ton of coaching happening. If this much coaching isn't happening, you shouldn't be adding more. And this much coaching only happens from a few things. The most important one being a plan. Christian clearly went into this class with a plan from minute 0 to minute 60.
I did look back at his lesson plan to see, like when we did the episode, most recent lesson plan episode with DT, the very first thing she did was write down her focus. She's like, well, there's my focus. It's going to be on spines and something. I don't remember what she said.
Spines and range of motion. Yeah.
That's why I ask you, Christian, like, what was your focus for today in a unique workout like this, where there's no weightlifting? It's just whatever it is. And you can clearly see that you had a focus for this class and then followed up on that. You didn't deviate from that focus in the middle of the class.
How old's this guy?
What guy? Wycliffe?
Wycliffe, yeah.
In the white shirt, 70s. He's
awesome.
like 75. Yeah, super cool.
Dude, I mean, and look at, like, again, people saying CrossFit's not for everyone. Like, this guy's in his 70s. Carrying a dumbbell. Oh, he's going overhead now. Trying at least, right?
He has some shoulder problems. So we get him overhead as high and as much as we can, and he knows that he could take a little break if he needs to.
But that type of stuff is really impacting his life, I bet.
Oh, it's huge. His posture has gone from just like very hunched to super upright. And his wife, who you don't see, she used CrossFit to recover from a double knee replacement.
Really?
That's awesome. She recovered so quickly that they kicked her out of physical therapy.
That's great, dude. Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right. Well, as this class is cooling down, we can begin to wrap up today's show. Christian, I don't know what I've got for you. I think you did a great job. I think, going back to something we talked about a couple of times, a little more, the stimulus, I think we could admit we were a little off on there. And then, maybe a little practice on the lunges on the front end of class probably would help that. But I mean, as far as the coaching goes, top notch. And like Cody said, you had a focus. Anything, did you do this workout before or after this class? Do you remember?
After.
That's part of it too, right? Like, it's not always possible when you're coaching an early class, but when you do the workout ahead of time, you get a lot of insight into it. Like you would have like maybe realized, oh, like the lunges did take longer than I thought. Like all those little, it's ideal to do it first. That being said, it's not always possible depending on the time of day you coach. But yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that with, if I could go back and do this again, I would do a test round of 1 minute of lunges, as many as you get in a minute, and then immediately head outside and hit your run and make sure you come back at the 3-minute mark. And then it's like, okay, how many lunges did you get? It's like, cool, double that number. That's what you're doing in the workout. And then we also got to test the run, and it only took, 2 extra minutes or
like
1 extra minute, 1 extra minute.
Cody, anything to add?
No, some things that I thought you did good were the getting people moving, right? In a workout like this where it's easy to mail it in, right? You had drills that were prepared, you had specific stops where it's like, here's the drill we're doing, now you guys do it. And get people moving pretty fast. I mean, I seen the guy that was in the gray we were talking about earlier, like that dude was breaking a sweat like before we had even made it into the specific warm up. So it was good to really get some people moving. The thing that I told you before is watch about the leaving them hanging on the negative, and whether that's a cue, whether that's a demo or whatever it is, you'll catch yourself saying it. And it's like, how do I follow up with that really quick to make sure I get, what I do want, what I want them to see, what I want them to hear out last.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I think that's a huge takeaway. We thanks. Yeah. Lifetime Dan, you changed your name back from
Come on, Dan. Go back to the Lifetime Dan.
I cannot understate that. I mean, literally, the moment that whiteboard brief ended, these people have been moving nonstop. Like, that's what I posted about it. I think it was yesterday. Like, your members are not here to hear you talk. They're here to move. And again, that does not mean 55 minutes of working out. It means an 18-minute workout with lots of practice, lots of skill development, lots of coaching, maybe a little bit of an after party here like we're doing with these walks. But that is what an hour of class looks like. And I know Dan does it over at Lifetime. I've seen him do it. It's why I avoid his classes. I don't want to move that much. He tries to rope me in on Saturday mornings. I'm like, dude, I'm here to sauna. I am not here to work out. There's always a team workout going on. He always puts me with like a middle-aged woman that's way fitter and stronger than me. And you know what? I'm not there for this. I'm there to chill with the naked old dudes in the locker room at the sauna. All right. Well, Christian's got really terrible Wi-Fi, huh, Cody?
He does. Maybe we'll let him hop back on, but so we can tell him bye.
Yeah, just tell him bye. But anything else to add here? We can stop the share.
Yeah, you can stop the share. I like seeing stuff like this, like you see us, very fun and clear class would definitely drop in here. Like that's the goal. Like we want to bring, you guys on, give you some feedback on your coaching. If you don't get a lot of feedback on your coaching, or you just want somebody else to give you feedback on your coaching. We heard that from A3 this morning. We had the affiliate hot seat, and
how'd that go this morning?
It was good. It was like 3 p.m. their time in the Netherlands. But one of the things he was saying, one of the questions I asked was, how do we develop your team? The head coach was on with him. And, I said, look, throw the progression out. It's like, it doesn't matter where you're getting feedback from. It's just that you're getting feedback. You get it from your head coach. You get it from your owner. If you can get it from another affiliate in your area, great. Or free resources like this. Like, like you hop on the live show here and you get feedback from somebody who's never seen you coach a class before. And you may get some details or something that's objectively different than what you've always heard day to day or week to week.
Yeah, I would say our show on Thursdays, the progression is equal parts. We want to get people better at coaching, and we want everyone else to just have an insight and see other boxes. We are lucky. Fern and I have been to hundreds of gyms. We've dropped into classes. We've coached seminars. But the average person that does CrossFit goes to, maybe 1 or 5 boxes in their entire CrossFit career. So this is just an insight. And also, here's what I want to do. I want to show all of you watching, the members out there, that if you're not happy with your affiliate, there are affiliates doing it right. Every single person that's been on this show, from Christian to Josh to Tony, Christina, Ryan, and so on, Jenny, they're doing it right. And part of that is, I don't need you to provide me with the perfect hour of coaching. You simply recording, I can see the effort. Like, that's how we become better coaches. the people arguing online about anything that I post or anything Cody posts on the Best Hour Instagram, they're making excuses for a lack of effort, a lack of professionalism, and a lack of care about their members. You can call it whatever you want. You can disguise it, showing up sweaty, working out when you should be coaching, not doing the hard work. That's what it's all about. That is how we level up. Christian's been in the coaches mastermind 3 years, been through Affiliate U, helps other people if they want to learn more. That's what we want this to be. We want all the people out there that want CrossFit coaches and or fitness trainers in general, CrossFit or not, to be, on par with healthcare professionals. Like, we need to act like professionals. And this is what it looks like. Rant over.
Rant over.
I'm glad I caught that.
You're glad you caught that. Yeah. I was filling in because you were gone. I was just filibustering, if you will.
And then, just to, gas our own selves up over here. I love seeing stuff like this.
I look forward. This is my favorite hour of work every week. Every week, this is my one favorite hour. I mean, I got a lot of things I love. I love our Monday motivation call with our clients. I love some of the one-on-ones I do. I love other podcasts, but I love just watching other coaches do their thing. And again, it's never about you were perfect, you were imperfect. No one's perfect. You can watch my class will be perfect. I was going to say otherwise, but there's always feedback to be taken. There's always a path to improvement. But you guys that have been on the show, you guys that are watching week after week, you're doing the right things.
I think we are going to try to get Fern to record a class for us.
Fern couldn't handle the feedback. I would love it. He's preparing for his level. Look, I will help Fern prepare for his level 4. He's got to. First step is admitting you need help, Fern, but I will help. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Michael. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not passionate about much in this life. And here's the reason I don't like people. I don't like Cody. I tell both of you this numerous times. Most people are 2 things. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
What?
Dumb and lazy.
Dumb and lazy. Most people are dumb and lazy. So when someone shows me they are not dumb and lazy, or they're willing to improve themselves, I like them. That's why when I met Cody, I liked him. That's why when I met you, Christian, I liked you. Ryan, Lifetime Dan, all those types of people. And that's why we do this, because we want to give back. The world is 99% dumb and lazy. You guys that are watching are not. And to me, if you show me you're not and you're willing to put in the work, I'm here to help you. I mean, that's, Lifetime Dan, taking class, got a kid, like coaching classes over at Lifetime. Like, that dude works hard. Cody busts his butt. Christian, you and Kayla raising a freaking 16-year-old son, like all that shit. That shit fires me up. Like, I love that stuff. And that's why I have no patience, no tolerance for the rest of the world. Because I know there are people out there that do this shit. And those are the people, you want to become better at anything, you surround yourself with the people that are going to raise you up, right? And I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I don't know. We this is church now.
I got to church. Temple, really? Temple? Christian and I have religious talks. Here, people say Ackerman's not religious, right, Christian? Tell them.
Do people say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah,
I put up that one post about religion and people lost their minds. Remember? Use your time.
I love it when you put up posts about religion. It's great.
Not everyone can play pickleball 5 hours a day like Brian Bukowski, Lifetime Dan. But yeah, I hear you. Anyway, great episode, Christian. I appreciate you. I love how hard you work at the box. I love what a great husband and father you are. I appreciate everything you do for other coaches. Come visit me not anytime. Come visit me, but let me know ahead of time.
Sometime.
Yeah,
specific time.
And we'll bring you in. You'll meet Lifetime Dan. It'll be a good time.
Christian,
we still got to do that Best Hour After Dark episode in your hot tub.
Well, now we got the sauna. The sauna's here. The hot tub's here. We got an ice tub.
We got to do episodes in the sauna.
Yeah, we're gonna Best Hour After Dark. We'll do it.
Christian, the first time I met Jay, he made me stand in his driveway. So I didn't even get to come out.
During COVID. That was true. It was during COVID. It was like the height of COVID. Roz was pregnant. I was like, Roz, some dude and his wife from Alabama are showing up. And anyway, and then what happened?
Hey, Cody, it was the opposite. When I met Jay in person, he met me in his driveway.
I remember
So,
that.
What does that mean?
I remember that. But Cody, what happened the next time? Did you come over for dinner?
I came over for dinner.
Okay. Anyway, great episode. We got a Philly U graduation coming up in 10 minutes. I got a big speech prepared, so I got to get going. Cody, who's on next week?
Don't hold me to it. I don't know. I'll have to check and see.
Oh my God. What about Casey? Is Casey coming on next week?
No, I think Casey's the week after. Hang on, I got it right here. Let's see. Oh no, it is Casey. Casey, good. Yeah, the 6th.
I do everything here. By the way, I went to watch Jenny Gibbs from De Novo coach yesterday in person. Somebody said to me, how come you're doing this? How come you're doing that? I'm like, because when I was trying to here's a story I've never told. When I was trying to get on seminar staff, I went to Ben Bergeron because he was in Massachusetts. I was in Albany at the time. He let me come to CrossFit New England. He let me coach classes. He gave me feedback. And I think it's important that we all pay it forward, right? Ben did that for me when, I wasn't a big deal. I was not a CrossFit level 4 at the time. I was not verified on Instagram at the time.
Oh.
So
Are you verified now?
hell yeah. But point being,
No. What did just happen? When did it happen?
Saturday, Cody sent me the link.
I was gonna say, I know it was quick. I know it was new.
Point being, I think it's important that we give back. And, Ben did that for me. I will do that for everyone else. And you're doing it, Christian. Oh, thank you, Corey. Yeah. All right. We're going to bounce. I love you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in. Christian, great
Thank
job.
You. Appreciate it.
Cody, take us out of here.
See you later, guys.
See ya.